Hello, and welcome to the Special Needs Sibling Podcast. On this podcast, we talk about what life is really like as a sibling to someone with special needs. I'm your host, Charlene, and today our guest is Gaby. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
We start every show with getting to know a little bit more about our sibs family. So, Gaby, can you please lay out your family structure and what disability your sibling has?
So basically, I have a sister. Her name is Bernice. She actually just turned 21 this year.
Oh, exciting.
Yes. Yes, so she has autism, and we are from the Philippines actually, and we reside here in Singapore.
Oh, very cool. Do you remember when you moved to Singapore? Like, were you a kid or were you a little bit older?
I came here when I was around 7 years old, but my sister came here first when she was about 4.
Oh, very cool. So I also have a sister who has autism. She turned 30 this year. Or at least by the time we're recording this, it will, or whenever people listen to it, I don't know. But yeah, at the time that we are talking in real time, yeah. So that'll be kind of interesting to see like how that's different just because they're growing up at different points in time and everything. So that'll be kind of interesting to touch on. But that being said, so I guess as a fun fact, we got connected through you being involved in a project where you and some other sibs made a YouTube video, or a series of YouTube videos, I should say. And that's how we got connected. So yeah, if you would like to tell everyone kind of like what the project was about and how you got involved and things like that, or your experience.
Basically, I was just helping out a friend, and her project was about supporting people who have siblings with special needs, and just basically showing people the struggles and just the life of how it is having a sibling with special needs, because usually people give more support to the parents, or most of the recognition go to the parents, and the siblings don't really get as much attention as, like, let's say the parents or the actual like caregivers. And I was asked um to partake in an interview, and I was interviewed with 2 other siblings. And I would say that I am like quite lucky, very, very lucky, because I viewed the whole thing like having a sister with special needs in like a very positive light. But then when I watched the video, I saw that my other 2 interviewees, they had very negative comments or very negative experiences, at least, like being a sibling. And I don't know, I feel that it just really doesn't have to be that way. I think it really just revolves around just how I was raised and how my mother raised me to view my sister as not like a liability, someone that you also have to love, and that all this attention she's getting is not because my parents love me any less.
That's such an important message. Like, that's great that your parents were able to communicate that you so young too. Like, because obviously you're growing up with that message, and that's so interesting. Because one of the reasons why I started the podcast was because I wanted other people who are not siblings to understand that siblings have very unique experiences and that we are not all happy. Like, and obviously there's roller coasters, right? So it's not to say that, you're only happy or that your fellow interviews are only not happy, right? Like you have days where you're not, they have days that they are, but it's definitely, there's so much more complexity than when people just see us eating at a restaurant and then they just assume, oh, like they must be so, fill in the blank here. Like, it's so much more than just whatever they see on the surface. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
would you say that when you were younger versus now more as an adult, would you say that what was your relationship like with your sister when you were little versus kind of now where you're both older?
So when we were little, I guess it felt like the age gap was very similar. I was still able to play with her. I was still able to, I mean, just basically play with her, yes. But then as I grew older, she kind of, let's say, like, got left behind. Yeah, I started moving forward. I started going to school, then I started going to work, and she just got left behind. And she, like, with her speech and everything, and I don't know. It in a way it breaks my heart because I want so much for her. I want her to be able to go to school and have like friends and all that. Our situation is a bit different. Right now, she's being homeschooled, so we have a therapist come over to our house to help her every few a few days in a week, and we try to get her in like a school so at least she has interaction with other people. But here in Singapore, it's quite hard. Her student pass got rejected. So I was wondering why. And I mean, yeah, I guess it's quite hard for student passes to be approved if you have a condition. So it's really hard for her. She has to travel back and forth from Singapore to the Philippines because now she's on tourist pass.
Oh, weird. Okay.
And the change of environment is very hard on her.
I mean, that itself would be hard on any regular person,
Yes,
and let
oh, that's
alone
true.
your sister. Like that's a pretty
Yes,
that's tough. Oh
it's
man.
really tough.
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, so basically right now it's just that I feel that I fit a more motherly role.
Mhm.
My mom is always like making fun of me, like referring to me, "Oh, you're a second mom. You're like a second mom," you know. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, so I guess like as I grew older, it's less like sibling and more like a motherly, I guess
Mm.
you could say. Yeah, so that's the difference between when we were younger and now.
I feel like for me, it kind of between the motherly part and the playing with her part, I feel like there was a point in my sister's development where like I knew she couldn't really play with me anymore. Like I don't know what like
Yes.
it was I guess I mean kids know things and they're more intuitive than we all realize even though we all grow up from being children. But yeah, I must have just known something that was like, "Oh, I guess I just have to like take care of her now instead of being able just to play with her and things like that." So, yeah, I feel like I went into a more like motherly role when I was probably like in the when I was in elementary school or something like that. And then
Yeah.
kind of through I think at some point when we got a lot older, then that's when I went, okay, I have to choose to not be a parent and choose to just be her sister. But it's so hard because I feel naturally inclined to take care of her. So I have
Yes.
to intentionally decide, oh, I need to just put that aside and just be her sister. Because then I think she doesn't want a second mom either, you know?
Yeah, got it. Yeah. 'Cause my sister and I, our age gap is just 1.5 years. I'd say that she's like barely verbal. I mean, not really verbal. And I mean, so basically, yeah, but I agree with whatever you have said. Like we were able to play, and then after that, around elementary school, yeah, that's when I couldn't play with her anymore. And but that's also because like my mom, she would be like, "Oh, you have to take care of your sister. She has autism." You know, the one in my sister, the one in the background is my sister, by the way.
Oh,
You're the
cool.
one.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
someone's climbing a ladder, but I was like, oh, it's just it could have been anybody, but
It is my sister. She has OCD as well, really hard.
oh, okay.
So
On
she
top
goes
of
to the
that.
toilet multiple times to wash her hands and feet, like
Oh, interesting.
multiple, like so many times in a day.
What is that like for her? Because if she's not very verbal, then does she just do this? Like, does she communicate to you that she's just annoyed at something, or does she just go do it?
I mean, she will also do it, but she will, I mean, using her very basic communication skills, she
Hmm.
will let us know if she needs anything to be moved or placed in a certain way.
Okay.
Yes. Originally, she didn't have OCD, but it came out of nowhere during COVID.
Oh no. That's terrible.
Yeah,
That's a
so
really bad time for that to kick in. Oh no.
I know. So she does a lot of things. Like for example, when we're eating, she doesn't sit down. She stands up and eats.
I I had those days. Notwithstanding, but I very clearly remember like dinner was my sister used to run laps. So
Oh,
so we
huh.
would sit down and then she would be in her chair and she would eat and then she would run a lap around our house or my parents'
Wow.
house and then sit down and then eat and then run a lap. Yeah. So that
Ah.
yeah. So I not standing, but I feel your pain.
Yes. And yeah. So and then after that she would like she'll wake me up in the middle of the night to ask me to move her fan an inch to the side.
Hmm. Okay.
Yes. And then after that, oh, like when we go outside and we go to a restaurant and she sees like a piece of rice that has been like squished on the floor, someone has
Mm.
stepped on it,
Mm-hmm.
she'll get onto the floor and then she would start scraping it with
Oh,
her
to
finger.
get it off of the floor because it's not supposed to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Uh,
she would, then we will try like, okay, Bernice, at least use a tissue, you know,
right.
just right, but she doesn't want to. And then she would start getting annoyed and she'll be like, no, you know what I mean? And then we'll try our best to not make it escalate into like a breakdown, like a tantrum, you know? And I don't know, it's quite hard, but
It
oh, and
is.
then this one that actually I posted on TikTok just to just to show people some like just one of the struggles that we go through. My sister is quite independent. We let her use the toilet by herself,
Mm-hmm.
but there's one time that I followed her and I kind of caught her wiping the toilet bowl with her hand.
Oh.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So it was a public toilet. Mm-hmm.
Eh.
And right. And um she wanted the seat very clean before she sat on it and she was wiping the inner part with her hand, the inner part of the toilet with her hand. And then when I saw that, because she was going back and forth from the sink to the toilet bowl, the sink to the toilet bowl, wiping, and I was so I was so horrified. I was, what is this? Have you been doing this all this time? You know, because we wanna give her her privacy and her independence, but like I don't think I can trust you anymore. You know, so I kind of like secretly took a video as well. Um, and I was trying to convince her to use a tissue. And this one, I don't care if you like got angry with me. Please use the tissue. This one, I cannot let you just use your hand. So she eventually agreed. So she took with like lots of complaining and lots of anger, but she gave in anyway. And then she took a tissue. Then she ran it in, and then I saw like poop on the tissue, and I almost
Oh.
fainted because like, oh, and I wanted to do it for her at least. I was like, you know what? I'll clean the toilet bowl for you. I'll do it. And she was like, no. And then she was starting to get agitated, and she was like, go out, go out, going out. No, she says going out. And she points at you. So she'll point at me, going out, going out. And I'm like, no, you know. So I decided I had to choose between her throwing a tantrum, because her tantrums like she'll just run away. She'll start running and screaming and pushing people. So I had to weigh the pros and cons, and I'm like, okay, I will let you do this. I will let you do this. Um, I'll just make her wash her hands a lot after that. So I was just watching her, just doing her thing. And then I made her wash her hands after that. And then um, after she was finished with her business, she just went out like nothing happened, smiling, like jumping, because like one of her like she likes to jump. So right after, I have a video of her just jumping and smiling, like she didn't just give me trauma from what she just did. So I mean, yeah, so I posted that video. It was one of my first videos on TikTok, because I just downloaded TikTok like 5 months ago. It kind of blew up, I guess. And I had a lot of comments, just actually mostly encouraging
Oh, that's
comments.
great. I would be so scared because I just don't know how people respond to stuff in general. I'm not on TikTok, so I let other people tell me about stuff that is on there, and then I just go, oh, okay.
Because my mom is she's very into advocacy, and
Mm.
but she's lazy to take videos. So I usually do it for her. I post them on TikTok, and then she would share it to her friends. So I never expected anyone to see these videos, like, at all. But yeah, then she would just post it with her friends, and then it's just a bunch of aunties and uncles watching our videos, like family friends. But then this one like blew up a little bit. So as I'm lucky that it's just mostly encouraging comments, but there are some people that are just not understanding, quite mean, and they're tagging like their friends, like laughing at her and all that. Yeah, making fun, saying like, oh, this is you, haha, you know and I mean, some people in the world is like, they're mean. Okay, some people are mean. That's just life. So yes, so it's okay.
It's such a dilemma when choosing between do I yeah, do I let her have a tantrum or do I fix it? But either way, something has to give, right? Like not neither of those is a good scenario, but it's always such a yeah, every and I mean it doesn't happen as often now just but it's cuz I'm not with my sister as much. Um but there were certain like yeah, if she was having a good day, it was fine. We would just go out, we would
Yes.
just eat, and then go home, and it wasn't a big deal. If we were
Yeah.
lucky, we could like do multiple things, right? But on bad days, you just kind of take your food, you pack it up, and you eat in the car, you bring it home, right? There's all these things that happen if on bad or worse days that are not as
Yes.
easy, and those are always those aren't fun, but that's just part of the territory, and I think that's there's so much good and bad all at the same time that comes with being a sibling. Did you ever meet anyone when you were younger that was also a sibling?
Yes. Yes, of course I have. So, not really in school or my co-curricular activities, no.
Okay.
But my mom did join a support group
Oh,
here.
okay. Yeah.
Yes. So I got to see other families with children with autism. So we joined this family this support group when I was around 7. So everyone was kind of around the same age. Everyone was kind of like young, and then we all grew up together. So now all these people are adults, you know. Like my sister now, she's 21, and now I'm like turning 23. But honestly, I rarely saw the siblings. We would go
Okay.
to events, we would go to gatherings, and I would be the only sibling there because I don't think that the other siblings are as not really supportive, but they have their own life. You know, they have their own life, and the like the responsibility of um, like the child with special needs is the parents' responsibility, and the sibling is just kind of there, just living their own life. You know, they have their friends, their school, yeah, and the siblings just there with the parents. So I'm always the only sibling there. Kind of felt lonely, I guess, because because it's a parent support. I'm not really a parent support group, it's just a support group for family with like children with special needs. Um, but what always happens is that the mothers would gather together and just catch up and gossip. And since I, I'm the only sibling, that I would have to take care of all of these kids, even though they're kind of the same age as me. Yeah. And then I would have to like babysit them and play with them and interact with them while the mom's just at the corner drinking their coffee. And yeah, and I just wish that there was another sibling with me. I knew them. I mean, yeah, I knew some of the siblings from the support group, but yeah, just they just never come. They just don't come. They're not as involved in their siblings' life.
Yeah, that's something. As you're telling me your story, I look back on when I met other siblings or didn't, and I definitely think that there's some things that are very similar to yours, where I was just very involved for whatever reason, and so I would be the only sib there, and not necessarily at not support group events, but just other stuff that my mom and sister would be at. And I remember at the time, it didn't register to me that there were other people like me that could be there. I was just there for the ride because I go, oh, my options are, I can't be home by myself, or I or you go right, and so that those are
Yeah.
the options. It's like, what are you gonna do with your older daughter who can't be home, right? Because I was still probably not, yeah, not old enough to be home by myself at that time. But yeah, I remember when I got a lot older, and then there was a series of events with the same group of parents and stuff, and it wasn't a support group, it was a different thing. And I remember at the very beginning I was there all the time, and I went, oh yeah, like I'm involved in whatever. And then as time passed over like a couple of years, I go, oh, all of these people also have like typical siblings that are like me, but they're all doing other things. And I went, you know, that's that makes sense. Like that they're doing other, like I just never registered that I could do something else because I was like, oh, like I wanted to be there, right? It's not like I didn't want to, but at the same time, that's when I started to realize, oh, I do have options where if I did want to just hang out with my friends or be home by myself, it was okay, and it wasn't that's not a wrong choice either to just go do something else. It's not like you don't love your sister anymore if you choose not to be there, you know?
Whenever I do bring up that I have a sister with autism, it's mostly like I kind of get the same reaction, like, oh, it must be hard, you know, you must have like had oh, you must have um, had a lot of sacrifices. You know, it's more of like a I pity you kind of response, and like I said at the start, I never really saw my sister in a negative light at all. And if I did have to make any sacrifices, I don't think that they were sacrifices because it doesn't feel like a sacrifice for me. Like for example, like accompanying her to like events and all of that instead of going out with my friends. I mean, I don't think it's a sacrifice because I love her and I'd rather be there, you know. So yeah, and um, honestly, I feel that I don't think it's really hard being a sib. I honestly don't think so. More because it's it's all I've known.
Yeah, right.
It's all I've known. So like yeah, yeah, it's all I've known. So I don't know how exactly to say like, oh, it's it's hard, you know, when actually it's not really. I'm very used to it. It does seem hard and very difficult from someone looking from the outside, right? But as a sib, it's just not that bad for me. I mean, from my personal experience, at least.
That's why it's so interesting too, because I think like between like there are so many factors that go into how we perceive like the world and our family. You know, part of it is how is the message your parents are giving you, right, and how they interact with you and your sister. And then part of it is an age thing too, because I mean, on the podcast, it's cool because I get to interview people in a variety of age ranges. So I think I've interviewed at this point when I'm talking to you, I think I've talked to at least one person in every decade between being
Oh,
a
cool.
teenager to 70. Like I've hit someone at least in every decade. It is so interesting to see how, and obviously, like, you know, all those people are from different parts of the world and have different experiences, and obviously there's other variables, but I do think it's interesting kind of collectively when people within a certain decade that's like, oh yeah, like these things have happened, and then that does form you just as a regular, you know, regular human being without being a sib, and then you just have like the bonus the bonus part. But yeah, I definitely it's such an interesting like carousel because there's periods of time where yeah, like that's all I know, right? Like I don't know what it's like to not have my sister have autism, and for all the times I've imagined that, it's not real, right? It's just whatever I'm like daydreaming and I just think about it. I was like, I wonder what that would be like, but ultimately
Yeah.
it's in my imagination. Like, what would we talk about? I wonder if she would like these colors. I wonder what sport she would like, right? And I kind of just go through these
Yeah.
kind of imagination exercises, and it's interesting just because yeah, when I listen to other people talk, I think I felt the most alone. I think when I was in middle school and high school, in situations where I would have friends that had normal brothers and sisters, and they would describe what was happening in their house, or like the fights they would get into, or like, oh, like my sister stole my clothes, or like, oh, my brother is taking us out to go get, right? Like, they would talk about these normal things, and I just sat there and I went, like, oh, I can never do that, right? Because it's just not part of my like story. It's just not. It's not possible, you know.
Actually, that's very funny because my sister steals my clothes
Did she
sometimes.
really?
She does,
Oh,
she
funny.
does. And and sometimes we would get in like a small argument still. Yeah, so like, what is that my shirt? And then she would be like, you know,
Oh,
and
funny.
and I would jokingly say like, oh, you know, you can't escape it. It's really sister. It's a sister thing for
Yeah.
your younger sister to steal your clothes, even if she has autism. And yeah, she has stolen some of my clothes, but it's okay.
That's
It's
so
just
funny. But
fine.
that's a pretty normal, yeah, I mean, I think that's just a normal experience, except but the way it happens is maybe slightly different. But yeah, but the
Yeah.
actions is like still there, which is so interesting. Like that's like how that works together. Yeah, do you have any like favorite things you like to do together?
Oh, my so basically my sister loves to dance.
Mmm.
Loves dancing. She
Fun.
would do it in public as well. She would dance and yeah, without a care. And we honestly just let her, as long as she's not hitting anybody or disturbing anybody, we just let her do whatever, like her small jumping and her dancing. Um, Especially during COVID, we would play YouTube videos of Zumba videos.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister loved those too. When she would go to like classes and stuff, she loves
Ah,
Zumba.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So started with COVID, so every day we would dance with her. And then um and then after COVID, here in Singapore, they have free Zumba classes like here and there. So we would take them to the Zumba classes and then she would dance. Um yeah, she has like a tablet, like her small tablet, and she would always watch Zumba videos. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and she also loves music. I have no idea how many songs she knows. So she knows so many songs. And sometimes when she has a specific song in mind, she doesn't know the title. She never remembers the title. And sometimes she would go up to my mom and she would like just talk gibberish, you know, and but you kind of just know that she's looking for a song because she has Spotify open, you know.
Oh, so you can
So
tell that what she's trying to do.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So she would you know, and then we know that she's looking for a song. So we always say, "Okay, can you sing the song for us?" And then she will sing the song in gibberish. She will just make up words and she'll sing it, but you can just somehow figure out the song, hopefully, if you're lucky enough that she sings it as close to the original melody as possible. So basically, yeah. And I mean, my mom doesn't know like the trending songs, so she would always have to like take a video and then send it to me, and then I'll just listen to it over and over again, and then I will guess the song. So I'll be like, "Is it this song?" And then she would play the song for Bernice, and she would say no or yes, you know. And then
That's
when
wow, that's so much work on your mom's part to sit there. What that is commitment. So which I'm sure your sister would. She's gonna sit there until she get finds the song, but
yes,
it still involves commitment from you to agree to sit there.
yes, because like sometimes they are in the Philippines and I'm here in Singapore, you know.
Oh, right, because of the
So
whole yeah, okay.
yeah, so
Oh, interesting.
yes, and
Okay.
I'm the only one who can decipher what she's singing because
Yeah.
I'm the only one who knows the current
The
songs.
current like top
Yeah.
whatever 40, 100, whatever numbers there are. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, it's so funny because so my sister when we're in the car, then she has to have music playing. Like it doesn't matter if it's radio or tape, cassette, whatever. Like something has to be playing. But what was really interesting was we went to a camp one time, and so the camp was like it's like designed for families like that have special needs, like children or adults. You know, it ranges from like babies to like full on adult. And so my my sister, her like the volunteer that was with her, she I guess was she herself just plays Spotify all the time, like in general, just her as a person, right? And so when she was with my sister, we found out that she really liked Disney music at that time.
Wow.
And so what happened was she's right-handed, at least from what we can tell, like how she eats her food and stuff, right? 'Cause she writes a little bit, not that much. She only like signs her name on cards. And so if she's right-handed, what was so fascinating was the volunteer, like my sister, she wanted to listen to the music so much that the volunteer gave her her cell phone with Spotify, was playing the music, and then she's holding the phone in her right hand next to her ear, and she's playing catch with a soccer ball with her left hand at the same time. And I took a video because I went, I guess she's ambidextrous, like because no one knew. Because normally, even when I would play catch with her, right, it's just like you use two hands, or she's not distracted, so she's like paying more attention. But she was just like spacing out, listening to the music and playing. And I went, oh, that's so fascinating. I guess I just learned that she could do that. So I went, okay. So yeah, music is such it unlocks so much stuff for them, I think, which is cool.
My sister is really into Frozen. She loves Frozen.
Yeah. Does she do actually it'll be interesting because she's 10 years younger than my sister, approximately. So growing up for us, we had VHS tapes. So the specific movies and shows, then we would play them on like the VCR. Then so when my sister would rewind it, you would have to, watch the whole thing in reverse, and it would stretch the tape out and it would get stacked. But now it's all digital. So does your sister rewind anything or like loop stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's one time that we were on a road trip, and she just keeps replaying this 30-second part. So she would play, like, she had the specific scene that she really liked. So she would just keep, like, she would play that scene, and then she rewind it and play that scene and rewind it. And then at the end of the road trip, we're all we all remember the dialogue. We were able to say the dialogue together, and then we start just talking together with the same character, like together with the characters in the scene. And yeah, but we just let her do what she wants.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me now because it's digital. There is no what's the word? Like it doesn't break. Because with the tapes, there was a point where we could not watch the tape anymore, right? Like you would watch it, and it got to that section, and it would be static or it would be slow, right? You can't watch the tape. But now, because you can scroll, it's infinite. Which how long was your road trip? Do you remember?
Hours.
Oh no.
But she would do it like for weeks.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, she has that obsession with that 30-second scene. And like right now, like I share a bedroom with her. Like it's, so as you can see, it's a bunk bed,
Mhm.
right? So sometimes I'll just be doing my work here, and she would be playing the same song
Oh no.
over and over and
Oh.
over. And it's just so bad because when I go to school, the song is playing in my head. I can't stop singing it. And yeah, it's very fun. You just get used to it.
Yeah, I think I got lucky because my sister doesn't really she doesn't really like loop stuff anymore, but she just has to have stuff on, or she has to finish it. So when movie credits play, then she just has to it has to play through the whole thing. Yeah. Which isn't that bad. Like I think for her she has passed that segment of time where she still has to completely rewind stuff. She obviously still likes watching certain movies over and over again. I don't think that's gonna change, because I think that's for regular people, but also just a little bit more for them. But that's okay. That's I'd much rather just watch the same movie over and over again instead of listen to 30 seconds over and over again.
Yes.
And those are my choices. It's so
Yes.
funny. So to end our episode, what are your words of encouragement for other siblings listening out there?
Well, as someone who has a sister with autism, right, I understand the unique challenges and joys that come with being a sibling, a sib, right? And I basically just stay strong, just remain loving, remain patient, and you are definitely enough. You're definitely able to go through these situations in the first place, and basically just celebrate the small victories. Remember to take care of yourself as well. Remember to see the world in a positive light. And yeah, I mean, just basically it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Special Needs Sibling Podcast. I hope you had a good time listening and feel encouraged in your own journey as a sibling to someone with special needs. If you liked this episode, please share it with your friends. And if you want to hear more stories, please subscribe to the show. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, the show can't happen without you. All special needs siblings have their own unique stories, challenges, family dynamics, and lots of life to talk about and explore. This podcast is here to let you know that you're not alone and that you matter. If you would like to be on the show or just chat off the record, please contact me. My info is in the show notes. Until next time, this is the Special Needs Sibling Podcast.